Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. As you can see here, we have not the usual playmats that I do for all my openings, but instead we got my Dragon Ball Z playmat here, and there's a special reason for it, as I got a Dragon Ball product to show you guys today. And it's been a while since I've acquired this, and I was really looking for kind of the right time to make this video. But I'm sure some of you know there is a new Dragon Ball card game coming out I think it's called Dragon Ball Fusion World, or Dragon Ball Super Fusion World, something like that, right? Something Fusion World. And that's going to be coming out, I believe, in early February. So that's pretty awesome, for a Dragon Ball fan, like myself, who didn't get to play the Super game, right? But has played pretty much every other Dragon Ball game out there, right? I haven't gotten the Mayhem, so if anyone remember those cards there, the Mayhem Dragon Ball Z cards, didn't get that far. But I started back in the early 2000s, 2001, back when they had the Burger King promos that were made by Score. That's kind of when I started my Dragon Ball collectible card journey, right? And just kind of before we get into the product that I have acquired, I just kind of wanted to go over a little bit of history of the game, and the kind of the makers and kind of my thoughts on it, right? And so I got a variety of cards here that I'm just gonna lay out and just kind of give a brief description, of kind of, whether or not I played them, kind of the background on it, like who made them, and just some things that I like and didn't like about them as well, right? So here we go. I just grabbed some of the personality cards. So we got Goku here. We got Frieza. We've got Gohan. We've got Broly. We've got Krillin. And then lastly, actually I'll just go like this. We got this Nappa card here, right? So these here are pretty much 6 different Dragon Ball card games, whether it's Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super. They're all some sort of Dragon Ball, right? And the thing with these cards, right, is, half of them were made by Score, right? And that's the top 3. The Goku, the Frieza, and the Gohan, right? These are the first Dragon Ball card games out there, right? They're made by Score. It all started with Dragon Ball Z, back then. That was what that came in the Burger King, with the toy, right? The Dragon Ball Z cards. And this game is probably my favorite game of all of them, right? With the Krillin game probably coming in a close second, and I'll get to that in a bit. But this game here, so this is, as you can see, it's Score, right? The backing here is, Dragon Ball Z back, right? I really like the back on these cards. And this game is probably the best game that I ever played, right? It's turn-based. You play an attack, they have a chance to use a card to try and block the attack, and then they make an attack against you, and then you have a chance, right? And you keep doing that until you can't play any cards, or a victory condition is met, right? And yeah, this is probably like one of my favorite games, and it's a lot of fun. Lots of characters, lots of different ways to play, right? But it was definitely hard to get into, right? There are some decks that were super cheap, which you could do very well with, but a lot of the cards, that like the good cards, were extremely hard to get, right? Like the ultra rare cards, then in the corner there, the top right corner, there's different stars, right? So the other two games, the Frieza card and the Gohan card, kind of follow the same suit, but in the Goku card there's 6-star cards, which are ultra rares, and then 7 stars, which are uber rares, and those are really hard to get. Even some of the promos, which are the 2-star, right? Those are extremely hard to get as well, some of them, right? And so to have an actual tournament worthy deck, you would have to spend a lot of money, like even in the thousands, right? And these ultra rares, trying to get one in a box was extremely hard, right? You would maybe have to buy like 6 boxes, like three boxes to like maybe like 6 boxes just to get one ultra rare, and it could be a terrible one too, right? So it was actually extremely common for you to buy a box and to not get one, right? So that's kind of the bad thing that I didn't like about the game. Gameplay wise, it was awesome, and yeah, a lot of stores carried it here in Canada, right? And the other big downside was the player base, and that would be said for pretty much all the games right up until the Nappa card, right? I'd say that the Super Saiyan 3 Nappa here, I would say that it's probably been like the most popular version of the Dragon Ball, like any Dragon Ball card game, right? And I think the reason why was just because, Pokemon was kind of getting started. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was getting started. Magic had already been there for quite some time, right? And just kind of is a money game, right? So not a lot of people could afford it, right? To get the best cards, and so therefore you didn't have a big player base, right? Yeah, so that's kind of the Goku card. The Frieza card is pretty much the same thing, except after all the Dragon Ball Z sets released, so there's Saiyan Saga all the way up to Kid Buu Saga. I believe it was 11 sets. They made the Dragon Ball GT card game, right? So it's very similar. They just changed like a little bit, a few of the rules, and added some new game mechanics into it, right? Like augmenting and masking, right? Just to make the game a little bit harder. But the attacks definitely dealt a lot more damage. But as well as you had a lot better blocking cards as well, right? To stop attacks. So yeah, so that was definitely the one of the better things, I guess, about the game. The ultra rares are a lot more accessible, but there just wasn't a whole lot of popularity. Like GT, not a lot of people like Dragon Ball GT, right? So it was definitely a way smaller player base, and therefore it really died after only four sets being created, and even the 4th set didn't have as huge of a printing as the first or the second set. So And then I think when they were printing the third, they were kind of like, yeah, we're kind of dwindling down right now for, for players. So, we'll do like one more set and kind of see how that goes. And even then, it was like a really limited print run. So, there's that. And then after kind of seeing, the stuff that they didn't like about, the Dragon Ball GT card game, which there is a format called Expanded where you can combine the Dragon Ball Z and GT card game together, or you can just play Focused GT or Focused Z, right? They came out with a new game, right? Which is not really new. It's basically the same thing, just a lot smaller, right? Like in terms of damage, and then there are a few other card effects that were different. They came out with this game. So this here is what's most people call it. They call it Re-Z, right? So this is the Dragon Ball Z card game, as you can see there. And then the backing here, the backing is a little bit different, right? It's way different, right? So this is the Re-Z card game. So this would be the last one for quite some time, till about 2015 with the Krillin, which I'll get into in a little bit. But yeah, they got this, and this one here just completely bombed out. I think they only did maybe like 3 sets, and then they just kind of gave up. So if I had it my way, I think what they should have done is they should have just not did that, not did the GT. Instead, they pretty much, pushed themselves out by starting at the Saiyan Saga and going all the way up to the Kid Buu Saga, right? When you do each saga like that, there's only there's a limited amount of time that you can print the cards for, rather than with Super here, because they're following a storyline. But with the Super here, right, they didn't do that. They just printed, anything and everything, right, whenever. And I think that's kind of the way to go, or to do it in extremely small blocks, like if you had 11 sets from Saiyan Saga to Kid Buu Saga, right? How can I make that 11 sets into, 50 sets, right? How can I do that, right? And if I release a set, every 3 or 4 months, that's 3 or 4 sets a year, right? How many years will it take to get there? You know what I mean? And so yeah, they scrapped the Re-Z game. So moving forward, in 2008, 2009, Bandai had acquired the license from Score to produce their own Dragon Ball Z cards. Now they did have, actually it was not just Dragon Ball Z, it was Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball GT cards, right? So they ended up picking up, the license from Score, and being as Bandai had a, very successful Naruto card game, they decided to do a Dragon Ball game based on that. And this here is a lot of fun, once again, different abilities as a certain turn cost for cards. You got to be on this turn to play this card. Some cards you have to pay a cost for, and then just the different dynamics of attacking and defending, right? And instead of an individual card, right, just attacking, you could have a team together attacking as well, right? Kind of like Gohan versus Cell. We had help of Piccolo, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, and then lastly Vegeta, right? So yeah, this is the Broly card. I'll show you the back here as well, right? And notice how it just says Dragon Ball card game. They left out the Z, and they did that to include all the games, right? They used the same lettering too. So yeah, this one was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this. I picked up a lot. I picked up probably about 3 boxes of every set. It only lasted 5 sets, and then I don't even think they had any organized play for it. And then they just started to just not print it anymore. So, and they stopped holding events, and they canceled it. So that kind of sucked. But for the Dragon Ball card game. But then, about 5-6 years later, in 2015, Panini America, right? As you can see, Panini there acquired the rights from Bandai, right, to produce another Dragon Ball Z card game. So the funny thing with this one here is actually compatible with the original Dragon Ball Z card game, right? And if you wanted to take it a step further, you can play expanded with Panini Z. That's what they call it, or Pan Z, with focused Score Z and with Score Z and Score GT. You can play it all together in an expanded format, right? And so they got the rights from Bandai to make this game, and what ended up happening was they had actually hired some of the developers from the old Score games to make this game, and then they made a final version, right? So the most current version, right, is the Pan Z, right? Most people play the Pan Z rules rather than Focus Z or Focus GT or expanded, right? Just because there's a lot more, it's a lot fairer, I would say. Deck sizes were really, important masteries. So like the different fighting styles that you had, there's a mastery for each one of them. They were a lot more balanced, right? Cards were easy to acquire. And they even had a growing player base as well. But probably, I think the reason why the game ended up finishing was that they had the Dragon Ball Super card game come out in 2018, and that is when Bandai. So I do have the card here, right? So this is the Dragon Ball Super game, right? That's what it looks like, right? They had this game come out in 2018, and they had it come out because Bandai had seized the rights back from Panini America there. Right, so this game only had 7 sets. It was a lot of fun. I really wish it continued, and I was super disappointed as I was pretty much the only one in my area to collect this. And that was an awesome game. I still have decks together, and I got actually quite a bit of a collection of basically complete sets. So, and then they got the Dragon Ball Super game here. This one I did not play at all. I just wasn't interested at the time. I had other things going on, right? And I actually ended up getting this Nappa card as a giveaway from somebody. So that's pretty cool. And I know nothing about this game. I have never played it. And I can't really tell you any stories about that. So, but these are the 6 different Dragon Ball games. And now there is a 7th, which is based on the Dragon Ball Super card game, right? Based on the Nappa game. And yes, like I said, it's a little bit different. And we're going to go through that pretty much like right now. So like I said, I was given these from a friend at a local store that I go to. And I like I said, I'd never played this. I've seen some of the cards, but I never actually knew the rules. And yeah, I'm just excited to show it off today. So we have 2 decks here, right? We got Trial Deck 2023 and another Trial Deck 2023. This is blue, this is red, right? And they should be full here. And yeah, I'm excited to crack them open. So yeah, Dragon Ball card game, right? So these here, I think we're giving out like a special event, like a Comic-Con or something like that, right? But I don't really know. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's open them up. Let's kind of see what they look like. This is my first time opening these up, by the way. So I have absolutely no idea what I'm getting into. Open up the blue deck at the same time. Just gotta, I think this is it. Oh, there we are. All right, so first time going through these. Even the decks are still together here. They got a couple pan flips here. So we'll go through this. It's called Dragon Ball Super card game, right? So here is actually, it looks to be some of the rules, right? About the Dragon Ball Super card game. So battling since 2017, the Dragon Ball Super card game continues to evolve. 2024 will bring an updated title logo along with a new series for even more exciting battles. The sample deck provides 30 cards that will give you a preview of this great new series. Get a taste of super powered fights using the battle card combos and rapid fire battles with awakened leader cards. So it shows you the card types here. You got the leader cards, you got the battle cards, you got the extra cards, setting up the game, etc. Victory conditions, right? Your opponent's life deck has reduced to 0 cards. Pardon me, your opponent's life is reduced to 0 cards, or your opponent's deck is reduced to 0 cards. So that's pretty cool. The different phases, the charge phase, the main phase, and then the battle procedure. So I'm not going to get into that. And then obviously the end phase there, right? So yeah, I won't get into that. I'll probably do that another day just to kind of show off how the game goes. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. Like that. Nice to have one of these sheets with the demo decks, right? Just makes perfect sense to me. And then this, I think, is your playmat. Might be wrong here. So yeah, this is your playmat. There's your leader area, right? There's your life area, combo area, battle area, your turn procedure, energy area, deck area, and drop area. So that's really awesome to see here. I really like this. So they want everything in the demo deck, as much as possible. So, a person who gets them can obviously, play right away. So that's pretty cool. So this is the same thing, right? One of each deck. But lastly, let's And more importantly, let's go take a look at the cards here. First time going through these. All right. So here we go. We got the trial deck. And we got the, it looks like this is the Goku deck, right? There's Goku Awaken. I don't know what that is. That's looks like regular Goku. Pretty cool. There's Whis. A few copies of him. Master Roshi. Krillin. Shin. Android 17, Android 18, another Goku card. There's a Gohan card. Looks like Mystic Gohan. Tien here. This looks like Kid Buu Saga Tien, Piccolo. Beerus the Destroyer is on here. Frieza. Vegeta. And then there's some attack cards here, it looks like. You got the Kamehameha, the God Kamehameha, and a second one. So that's pretty cool. These are the backs too. All right, so I think that these are actually the exact same as the other Dragon Ball Super game. I think it's the exact same back. Here's our Nappa. And pretty much the exact same back. Exact same type of writing too. So they are combinable. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, and that's the Goku deck. I bet this one here is Vegeta. Probably is. I bet it is. 100%. It's gonna be a Vegeta deck. There we go. We got a Vegeta deck, right? So this looks like it's Awaken. I still have no idea what that does. The other side there. And these are some nice looking cards. I really like the artwork on these. They look a lot better, and they don't look as, as dumb as, like, let's say, like this card. You know, like the amount of text that's on this card, right? It just looks, see, it's got the Awaken there. This is another card. This is a Raditz card, right? It just looks really stupid, you know? You don't need all that. Here, it's a clean cut card. You know, everything's on here. You know, there's Gotenks, Super Saiyan Gotenks, right? Goku, Goten, another Goten that's Super Saiyan, Gohan, Trunks Super Saiyan, Videl, Piccolo, Bulma, of course, more Vegeta, and Buu as well. And then it's got his attacks, the Gallic Gun, and then the 2 copies of the Final Flash. So that's pretty cool. So it's a Goku and Vegeta deck, hence red in the clothing and then blue in the clothing, right? So perfectly makes sense. But yeah, there you go, everybody. Hopefully you all kind of enjoyed that, history lesson, and then kind of me going through this game here. I'm going to try and set up, maybe some tabletop gameplay with both of these decks, just to kind of see how it works, how it plays, and if you played before, let me know. Give me leave a comment, or send me a DM over Instagram, right? Let me know kind of what your experience has been, whether or not you liked it, some of the pitfalls of the original Dragon Ball Super game. Obviously, there isn't any of this one right now. because it's not out yet, right? And we just got the demo decks. So yeah, let me know what the your thoughts on that are, and yeah, let me know if you'd want to see some more Dragon Ball content as well, right? Because I can definitely do some of that as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and then the giveaway. I know this is a Pokemon channel mostly, but I'll do a video like this occasionally for a Dragon Ball game or Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duel as well, right? So, and maybe a Goat format or Edison format, video later on in the future. But yeah, just let me know what you think. And yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and see you in the next video.